Peace and blessings. This is your girl Naya here, doing another client reading, a year ahead spread. So let me go ahead and start shuffling. So basically, we're going to just kind of give like an overview, just kind of sort of like an overview about the year ahead. We will do an animal, kind of an animal totem for you to hold on to for the year of 2020. A word for you to hold on to for the year of 2020. I know a lot of people like doing a word of the year, so you might take this one into consideration in the running. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. This is the Animal Messages Oracle deck. This is the Carol Hertzer Crystal Fire Tarot. I'll be using this deck to show you what to stop, start, and continue for 2020. Just go ahead and focus with me while I'm shuffling. Gotta make sure these are shuffled nice and good, right? Then here we have the Dodal. This is going to be your major theme and lesson of the year. Okay. And then here we have the Destroyed Dawn-Dark Lenormand. And this is going to provide energy to focus on, advice to guide you, and an attitude to cultivate. This is definitely one of my larger spreads that I do. I typically keep it pretty limited. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with your major theme and lesson. The moon. Okay, so the moon. So the moon, I feel like, is saying your major themes and lessons for 2020 is going to definitely have a lot to do with trusting your intuition. Okay. You should probably focus on messages that you are getting in your dreams. There may be instances throughout the year where you may feel a little bit kind of like lost a little bit. And what I mean by that, it's almost like if you're walking with a blindfold on, you know what I mean? It's like you can't, you know where you are, but you can't quite figure out where in the room you are in. You have to feel around everywhere. So kind of building on your intuition and trusting yourself with that is going to be very important for you in 2020. There's also going to be the need to balance your more feral side, your independent, outgoing side with your domestic side. I feel like um, if you've been having spiritual or mystical experiences, that they're going to highlight a good portion of the years. Things are going to be coming to the surface that are important for you to heal from, and in turn then heal with. By excuse me, by allowing yourself to be submerged into those experiences and those feelings, it's gonna provide you with a fluidity that maybe you haven't felt in a while. If things have been a little bit more rigid or structured, things might feel a little bit more fluid. So use your innate abilities to swim well. You know, these are gonna be themes. You know, and there's definitely a path here that you have to explore in this way. And I think it's gonna be for some kind of like enlightenment, though. Like you'll get a lot of answers through revelations by having these experiences. Also, if you don't work with the moon and the moon phases and things like that, maybe that's something you want to consider doing. You might be more in tune with it. You may find that your emotions are very fluctuating throughout the year as well, due to this. So if that's unlike you and you see that happening, it could be that. So you might want to pay attention to the moon phases so you kind of know what you got going on. All right, so energy to focus on. Oh my God, the cards. Energy to focus on. Navigating through the haze. Navigating through that haze. Like I said before with the moon card. Navigating, feeling your way through it is by other senses, not just your sight. Use what you hear, use what you feel, use what you can touch to help you navigate through the haze. You gotta build that, make that stronger, or allow it to like, don't suppress it. You know what I mean? Allow it to flow. Advice to guide you. Oh, the key. Well, that's great. I don't know why I'm getting this, but do you have an old like trinket that is key-like, or was gifted to you by someone that you've shared these experiences with earlier in your life? Or even, what is the key to allow you to move freely and to flow freely the way that you really feel on the inside? I think from what we've discussed before, that there's a little bit where you struggle, like a little bit of, here's what I'm putting out to the world because this is what I need to do, but these are other things that I experience, is that I don't really have an outlet for that. So what is the key to help you tap into that, to be able to express it more often and more freely? whether that key has to do with something in your circumstances, or whether that key is some kind of a like a magical object, or like an amulet or a talisman of some sort. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. It's like there's something there that maybe you own, a piece of jewelry, something that might be the key to guide you in 2020. So I want you to kind of think about that and let me know. I mean, you don't have to let me know, but if you would be so kind as to let me know what this is saying right now, because I feel it deep in my gut that you are aware of what I'm saying right now. So an attitude to cultivate in 2020. Oh, the woman, but that's not helpful, is it? Okay. Attitude to cultivate. I feel like the cards are saying, as far as attitude to cultivate, it's about working with what you have and adapting to the situation. Sometimes removing things, or sometimes things being removed from your life can help you to see it was either unnecessary before, it was holding you back in some kind of way, but it's okay. So the attitude to cultivate is essentially to learn how to let go of certain things. I'm not sure what, but there are certain things that you may need to learn and be willing to let go of in order to free up some space that is burdening you at this present time. I hope that makes sense. Because really it's about adapting and survival. You know what I mean? And sometimes letting go of things that don't serve you anymore really can lift a weight and allow you to navigate more fluidly. It's amazing how new situations and circumstances can really shift the mind and the spirit to feel kind of refreshed. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm getting about that attitude to cultivate. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've considered becoming like a minimalist, or if you've considered just doing like a spring cleaning, whatever, winter cleaning, or even doing a depth year. That might be something, attitude that you want to cultivate, you know, instead of being wasteful, that you use what you have and let go of anything that's excess. I feel like that's what the cards are trying to convey. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is the tarot cards right here. So for 2020, you want to stop. Interesting. I'm going to say stop hoping, but that's hard to tell people to stop hoping. But maybe this is the tarot's way of saying, you know, instead of hoping for something, kind of make it happen, navigate towards it. Like saying, hey, I hope that things are going to be all right, as opposed to breaking it like that bigger, more wider picture. Doing those bigger I hope fors might not be the best use of your energy this in 2020. It might be needing to be a little bit more focused on more maybe practical things. But let's see what the cards say. So start, there it is, there's the Hermit. Start focusing on more practical things. So stop hoping and start doing. So, okay. And continue to work. Continue to work together with your community. Continue to network. Okay. Start thinking long term. What lessons have you learned in the past? What do you have? What you can shine a light on? And here, I can bring the cards closer just so if you can see them too. And I just feel like the star is not saying, hey, just be hopeless. I don't think that that's what it's saying. I just think it's saying maybe shift your energy a little bit to stop maybe, do you make up ridiculous scenarios in your mind sometimes that seem like really good ideas, but they're a little bit eccentric and far-fetched as far as practically making them happen? If so, that might be what this card is suggesting to stop doing. Or if you do have that kind of idea, then take that and make it practical. Put it into baby steps. How can you actually achieve those things, right? Write it down in bullet points. Talk to somebody else. Talk with other people in your network and see if it's something that's feasible, something that's not fashionable, something feasible, something practical, something that can actually be attained and worked on, and even give it a time frame or a timeline to get certain things done. Instead of it being so far-fetched and out there, how can you maybe pull in the idea a little bit, pull the hope a little bit from all the way in the ethers, a little bit more down to earth and into the muggle world. You know what I mean? I think that's what these cards are saying here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I was just trying to see if anything else would come through, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so the next card we're going to pull, this is going to be your animal totem for 2020. Let's see what we get. The butterfly. Oh, darling. How beautiful. Delight in life and embrace change as the source of your creativity. Well, I don't think I could say anything more than that, but feeling your way through the haziness, really being fluid and, without restraint, and allowing yourself to dive deep, to then emerge from after that journey into something brand new, transformed, and beautiful is an achievement all in of itself. And the butterfly is really just a metaphor for taking this, going down this journey, experiencing all these things, and coming out better than you were, and knowing deep down that that's what you wanted to do. So this butterfly is basically is telling me, in a nutshell, all the rest of the cards is the fact that you've been in a cocoon and you need to be freed so that you could spread your wings and literally, show off your colors and fly and drink your sugar water and all that good stuff. you know, and give back the way that you've be able to give and take. But it is really about that, you coming out from that cocoon and transforming into that butterfly. I think this is a really good metaphor for what I'm seeing in the cards as it is. Because even the star could even be stop dreaming, and the hermit could be start doing. And that could be like the yes. Who the? Oh my God! Don't be rude. Get out of here. Go, 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 go. Oh, my cat came for a visit. I apologize. So, all I was saying is, the star could sort of be like, see how she's like naked, is dark, and everything else, like in the cocoon. And in the cocoon is where you do healing, and you're changing, and you're thinking about what's out there. And maybe the stars is like, it's like the rest of it is in the cocoon, and the stars are cracks in the cocoon shell as you're starting to break free, right? So you want to stop staying in the cocoon and you want to start breaking out. But you have to do the work, and it's hard and it's tedious and it's annoying, and you have to break out, and it's exhausting. The cards are saying that you're ready to break out of that stasis that you've been in. That's some powerful shit right there, my love. For real, for real. All right. So, last and certainly not least, your word of 2020. Let's see. Inspiration. I think the story that you have to tell and the journey that you'll go on will definitely be an inspiration to many, many people. You might even be surprised and inspire yourself. I feel like there's gonna be some creativity as well that comes through, but I feel like 2020 is gonna be more of a spiritual, a very deeply spiritual and type of transformative year for you. And if you're creative, you may use your creative outlets. You can let that experience inspire you to create, or vice versa. You can let your art inspire you to meditate and get into that. I think it's interesting that Pisces comes up in this card and Mercury comes up with this card. Communicate about your mystical experiences. Communicate about your dreams and your aspirations. And how funny is it? Again, we had this happen in the last reading that I just did, where the first card that I pulled and the last card that I pulled, the correspondence to the moon card is Pisces in tarot. And here Pisces comes up. And of course, we also have the moon come up here in this card. And that was the first card that we pulled. So the moon is definitely going to be major themes and lessons for you. I mean, there's way more ways that it can manifest and go deep. But I feel like that caps off the reading. So I hope that you found this reading helpful and insightful. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, please let me know. You can email me at nayathrice@gmail.com, or you can message my Facebook page, Naya Thrice Chronicles. If you just want to, have any quick questions or anything like that. And so, yes, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. This has been very insightful for me as well. And wishing you a very blessed and beautiful 2020. Much love, many blessings.